We're going to talk about walking. Walking in some circles is considered not exercise, and in some circles it is considered the best exercise. So I'm going to say that's a little bit of a myth, maybe a little BS in there, because it's a more nuanced subject matter than just is it exercise or is it not. So I'll say this. For folks who are maybe starting their fitness journey and they're going from a relatively sedentary life to one where they're trying to be more active. Let's say you're going from a life where you're walking less than 5,000 steps a day to walking 10,000 or more steps a day. That is absolutely exercise, because you're going from a very low output to a much higher output. So that is definitely exercise, at least for some time until you adapt to that. Whereas if you are more intermediate or advanced, walking is probably more active recovery, a way to burn calories, a way to maybe practice mindfulness, to get outside, to get some sun. It's definitely not going to be considered exercise in that sense. So to give you an example, I have some clients who are in the 300 plus pound range, and this could be, I've had women that large, and I've had men who are larger, and they're going from a relatively sedentary life to trying to exercise regularly. So for them, their leg training is literally what I put them on is walking on a treadmill at an incline for 20-30 minutes. That is their leg training, because they're going from doing little to nothing to carrying around their body weight for an extended amount of time. That is a very big output for them. It's not a big output for me. I'm 200 pounds and I've been doing this for 30 years. It's not a huge output. I can walk all day and not be sore. My calves might be a little sore, but that's about it. But I'm not going to feel like I need to sleep the next day or sleep in. So context matters. And then I have other clients who are like me. They've been lifting for decades, and walking is what I program for them on the days that they're off of training. I'm like, hey, you need to go for a 45-minute walk just to recover, let yourself unwind a little bit, get some sun, make sure that you're maybe focusing on life and being mindful of where you are in life. So nuance matters when we talk about subjects. Walking, if you're the kind of person who's just starting, walking is great. But then there are other people who are like, walking is all you need to do. I don't think that that's the case. I say that's a myth as well, because at some point you're going to adjust to that, and your body has more needs than just movement. There's a difference between exercise and training. Exercise is the thing you do to be active, to get outside, to burn calories, to feel energized. Training is what you do when you have a specific goal. And there are things that your body needs that are specific. And what you would probably need for, like, let's say a holistic, like let's say you wanted to really do everything you could to embrace a healthy lifestyle and be as healthy as you can within the context of your life. Okay, what are the things you need? Obviously, you need low intensity movement, like walking. It's a natural human movement. It burns plenty of calories. It's also something you should do because you can, because there do come times in life where you may not be able to. So you should always move because you can. And we just know that the human body is not built to be sedentary. It is built for adversity. It thrives under adversity. It thrives under times of stress and times of relaxation. So you need both. So walking is a great low intensity exercise you need as the base of your fitness. Around 8,000 steps a day is where the studies show you pretty much get the most health benefit at around that number, but above that number is still really great. Below that number is good if that's where you're starting, okay? And then what's the second tier you need? The second tier you need is you need to get out of breath. You need to be maybe breathing heavily for 30 minutes at a time, roughly 3 times a week. Why? Well, your cardiorespiratory fitness is highly predictive of your long-term health. Actually, having poor cardiorespiratory fitness is more correlated with death than smoking. Okay, like that, that's a very powerful correlation. So just being unfit, not having the ability to uptake oxygen as needed based on the situation, is very much correlated with health or non-health. Okay, so getting out of breath, I'm not talking panting, I'm not talking about like dying or feeling like you're going to vomit, but roughly out of breath, having to catch your breath for 30 minutes, 3 times a week, 90 minutes roughly a week is great. It will keep you fit, it'll help you burn calories, but not only that, it'll keep you strong. And the third thing you need is you need some form of resistance training, because muscle mass is a key to longevity. It is a key to hormonal health, because many of us in the US, especially in the West, are dealing with issues of lifestyle and insulin resistance, metabolic disease, which insulin is a key driver in metabolic disease, insulin dysregulation, honestly. And having more muscle mass usually makes you more insulin sensitive, which helps to stave off metabolic syndrome or metabolic dysfunction. So that's a key driver, right? Bone density is a big deal. Injury prevention over time, especially as you age. Just being strong enough to not be injured is great. As Mark Ripito says, strong people are just harder to kill, and just in general. So if you get in a car accident, you take a fall, you get into some type of altercation, being stronger is never going to be a detriment to you. Being weak comes with a lot of detriments and risk. Sorry for the noise too. I'm outside because my living room is occupied at the moment. So sorry if you're hearing some noises that may be distracting. My apologies. So you definitely need to be lifting weights, okay? And prescription for that, a minimum would be maybe 2 times a week doing full body training. So trying to hit most of your muscles 2 times a week in some form of resistance training. That could be some type of boot camp class. That could be some type of Orange Theory maybe, or just traditional bodybuilding, powerlifting, anything that puts pressure on your joints and pressure on your bones and muscles and forces them to push through resistance, okay? Those are the 3 factors from a physical point of view we absolutely need to be healthy. And if you're missing one or more of those, then you're just not going to express your most healthy form. And at the end of the day, I'm assuming people who listen to my content are interested in trying to express their most healthy form, especially if you're in the nonprofit world, which is mostly the people I focus on, because we need you to be around to do the thing that you feel like you're called to do. And if you're not healthy enough to do the thing you feel called to do, why are you not investing in that most important and most sacred calling? Why are you not doing whatever you are capable of to make that happen? I don't understand. I'll never understand that, where people feel I feel called to this great thing, but I'm going to do the least amount possible to make sure that I stay in there doing it for the longest amount of time. So I would recommend walking for anyone. You need to do it because it's human. You need to do it because it's great for you. You need to do it because you can. Is it the only thing you should do? Absolutely not. Is it enough exercise for some people? Absolutely. To get started? Absolutely. But you should progress on. It shouldn't be the one thing you do. Like, there's a bunch of people in my neighborhood who walk. I walk most mornings. I try to walk my dog, or actually my daughter's dog, because she does not walk the dog. And you can tell the differences in people. You've got some people who that's all they do, and it looks like that's all they do. They don't seem very fit, but they do seem, they're at a normal weight. They seem like they're relatively healthy. You've got other people who you can tell that they lift weights, and walking is just a way for them to connect with outdoors. And it's obvious that they are very fit. So there are plenty of people who use walking in some form. You should definitely use it. You should definitely take advantage of it because you can, but it should not be the only thing you do, in my opinion. All right, hopefully that helps. We call BS on some of it, but other parts, it's just nuanced. It requires context. So hopefully this helps you. If you need help with any area of your fitness, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We would love to connect with you. Talk soon.